boys getting a triple dose of Tammy and James today. We're on a long trip, so
y'all are in trouble.
we're doing back-to-backs. So we've still got lots of questions to answer. So
always. And I love it because we learn stuff too.
Well, here's an interesting one. This is from BK Birds. Asked about. It says pine pellets are great. So we started talking about it a little bit, and
Chanel's allergic to it.
Yeah. So
pine.
She's got 9 puppies she has to look after, and that's a lot of poop, right?
Yes.
So we typically use
in her house.
Yeah. So what we typically do is we start off with what are the pads called? Pee pads.
Yeah.
Pee pads. But the problem with it, she was going through an enormous number of pee pads.
Let me tell you, she ordered the AKC pee pads. She said, Mother, literally like those real thin masks that you wore during the pandemic. You could see through it.
Oh, so they sucked.
Oh, they sucked. You picked it up and it just drained right out of
it.
it.
From AKC?
It was
That's disappointing.
I know.
I hate that.
I used the real nice ones. Of course, they cost more money. And when you got that many puppies, it's really going to cost you money.
What was the price of the AKC ones? Were they cheap?
Oh, I don't know. Probably. That's why they're cheap. You get what you pay for sometimes. But I use the ones that have the lavender scent to it. I forget the name brand of that. I get it at Walmart.
Those are the kind I wear.
Then there's some.
Those are the ones I wear as diapers, aren't they?
There's some good ones that are at PetSmart that I buy, and it's like 140 to 160 in there for like 40, 50 bucks, I think.
Those are the XXLs.
Those are good. Yeah.
The XXLs.
Yeah. No, mine are the triple XLs.
Triple XLs,
and then the XXXLs on the.
Yeah. So you pay a lot more
ones
for
I
those.
get at Walmart.
Yeah. Right.
But they've got the lavender scent, you know.
But we're getting off topic here because we're talking about the pine. Well, I want to say one last thing about that.
She's been successful with it. They finally quit eating it. I think you have to start them real early.
So what we used to do is the pee pads, and then we'd graduate to a raised floor crate where the poop would fall through it. But there's just too many puppies.
Yeah.
A 4x4 foot crate just wasn't big enough for these puppies. They weren't happy in that, so we didn't have a big area. So what Chanel did is she put out a box with pine pellets in it, and she was other than the fact that she's allergic to pine oil. Chanel herself.
Just like me.
Yes, you are as well, right? Exactly. Other than that, was really pretty successful, and the puppies got to the point where they would go and poop for the most part in that area.
Oh yeah, they did a good job.
Yeah, so I think it was actually pretty good. We'll learn more about that as time goes on. You know, but,
I'm waiting to do the one where they potty in the toilet. I've seen videos of that, but I don't know about French bulldogs doing it. Cats do it.
So Kahiki Sakata says the only labor behavior my fawn showed was her temperature drop. She was panty. She was not panty. She wasn't showing any nesting signs. She wasn't shivering. Within 2 hours, the temperature dropped from 99.2 to 98.4. I was advised to take her to the vet ASAP. When I got there, her reverse progesterone was 0.8. Within the next hour, she had 3 healthy puppies. Yes, so the good point here. We've got a whole.
I had a female that didn't pant.
Sure.
She gritted her teeth. You could see her gritting right here, and her temperature dropped. And I don't even think she nested, but you could see her gritting right here. And then when I saw movement of her tummy clutching, like labor pains. Yeah.
Well,
it's
You don't mean you mean contractions.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Sorry.
Contractions. You don't muck around with. Once you see any contractions.
Oh, you go.
You go right to the vet. And if you've never seen a contraction before, when you see your first contraction, you'll know it's a contraction.
Yeah, it's the muscles just pulling.
Yeah, it's not you'll see the dog breathe heavy. You think, oh, was that a contraction? Well, when you actually see a contraction, especially if you have your hand on the dog's belly.
Well, and you're looking at her face. She's in a dazed look. She's concentrating.
She might even whimper. Yeah, sometimes you hear a dog put a little bark. And when if we've got a dog, what we do is we put a dog in a crate in this situation because we want to watch for nesting and all those other things. And we've got a whole video on this. So I don't want to go into this in great detail.
There's been times where I sit there and camped out at night with a flashlight and just waiting to see that tummy move because I was like, I don't want to take them too early. This is before the progesterone machine.
Yeah, so
don't want to take them too early. Don't want to take them too early. So I wanted to be positive because we were close enough to a vet.
Yeah, but the thing here to watch out for is that you don't always see all the classic signs. In fact, very often you don't see this progression of what you'd normally see is not eating food, temperature drop, 24 hours where you have puppies. Nesting, 12 hours having puppies. Panting, probably puppies within 6 hours. And then, of course, contractions, puppies are coming anytime in the next few minutes.
But like we said,
hours.
every dog's different, just like every human being.
But the reverse progesterone test is the safe way to go. Get a progesterone level of less than 3.
Yeah, he just said his was at 8.
0.8.
Sorry. Oh, okay.
0.8. Progesterone doesn't lie. So if you're in doubt, you get a progesterone test done. And if you do much of this, you buy our progesterone machine. Okay, here's a good one. Heather B says, my week-old puppies aspirate every single time they nurse. I don't know what else to do. I have to suction their noses constantly at each feeding. So I've got some ideas. You want to have a stab at this?
Got some ideas on the
Dogs that are constantly aspirating.
Well, I mean, Mama's got lots of milk apparently.
There you go. Mum's got lots of milk. So here's the things that go through my mind. If you are taking your dogs away from mum and then putting them on mum every 3 hours to nurse, milk's really built up on mum. There's a competition going on, and the puppies just go hell for leather to dump my thing here. There's Tammy overtaking on the inside, everybody. Do you see that?
Well, I mean, when they're driving in the faster lane.
I know.
At 70.
It's not the fast lane, it's the overtaking lane, isn't it?
Okay, people, let us know what you say. Is the left lane for the faster lane, or is it the overtaking lane? Which is it?
Well, everybody who got any sense knows what the answer to that one is, right?
He can sit there and tell me how to drive all day long. And he hasn't gotten a ticket in years.
I have. If you... Well, look, weigh in on this one. Is it the overtaking or the fast lane? What is the left lane? What's the left lane? What is it? So there you go. You can.
When you get your videos, who's driving?
I say the left lane. I say the left lane. If the right lane is empty, you should be in the right lane.
I've often told James I'm going to go to the toy store and buy him one of those little steering wheels on this side so he can drive.
Can it have a little Aston Martin or a Bentley logo on the middle of it, or a Ferrari logo on it, please?
Do a Bentley.
So what were we talking about before you so rudely interrupted you? Oh, aspiration, right. Yeah, so look, this is going to be the end of this video because otherwise we're going to get into a huge argument and you won't like watching that, I'm telling you right now. You see me next time with a couple of black eyes,
yes,
broken nose. If you're keeping your dogs away from mama and you put them on mama, you can expect quite possibly to have this problem because they are wild to have food. Mum's milk has got lots of milk in her boobs and they're pressured up. So one of the things that you can do, and what we recommend that you do anyway, is that you don't keep your mums away from their babies. You use our system, a heated whelping system, that puts puppies in the right place the majority of the time.
And you can sleep.
Yes, you get your life back. So that's the first thing. So the next thing is if that's not the case, and puppies are just free feeding off mum, they've got milk running out of their nose, there's not a damn thing you can do about it other than decide that you're just simply going to hand feed or tube feed puppies. And the majority of the time when you see some milk come out of their noses, it's okay. It's not, they don't run into problems with this, but it is worrisome, and I don't have any other advice. Now, there are some products that you can give to a dog to help reduce its milk supply. I don't know how effective they are. I can't even remember the name of the products now. But there are some things that you can do for this. And I'll try and research that and find out what they are. I've never used it. So anyway, let's see what we've got. We've got time for one more. Getting close to it pulling off. Brian says about, I did one on my progesterone machine. Says, is a reverse progesterone test the same as a normal progesterone test, only to watch the numbers go down exactly? There's nothing special about a reverse progesterone test, other than the fact that you're doing that at the point when you're expected to whelp a litter and you're looking for a number that's 3 or less. Someone's asking, says there's one question, you silver fox, are you and Tammy millionaires? We're not even going to answer that question. We don't talk about money.
No.
We pay taxes, though. Unfortunately, I wish we didn't. But I will.
Well, there's people out there that flash that money on Facebook, and it's like, come rob me.
Yeah,
like,
I think it's silly. I think it's silly.
Yeah.
I think it's silly. I think you're asking for trouble. I think you're asking for trouble in a number of different reasons. I mean, the first thing is that. But I am going to say this: that we are very successful at what we do. But we're successful at what we do because we're passionate about it. I mean, we manufacture and patent products specifically for you guys to use to help you have puppies. We provide all this information. If, to a large part, again, I mean, there's a largely altruistic reason for doing this, but we are passionate about what we do. And I would say this about anything that you do: if you can find something you're passionate about that will also pay you money, then you're on the right track to being successful. We are successful at this, but we've been successful at a number of things that we've done over the years, and we're patting ourselves on the back here. And it's not because we're super smart; it's because we care about what we do, and we care about our customers, and we try to do a good job. So if you do those things, you will be successful too. But there are no guarantees about anything in life. You can go put a shingle up to start a restaurant, or be a hair salon, or breed dogs, or whatever it is, and there is no guarantees that you'll be successful. But you have to work hard at it, and you have to try to avoid making silly mistakes. And I think probably the best advice I can give you if you want to be a millionaire is learn from your mistakes. So
maybe not a millionaire, but I mean,
whatever you do, learn from your mistakes, because I promise you, life is full of little mistakes. Most of them are reversible and not huge, but every one of those mistakes is probably more important than successes.
It's a learning tool for you.
If you look at us, for instance, with designing things like Shipmate or a whelping system or incubators, there has been a whole series of mistakes that got us to where we are now with those.
We've been in the business for Frenchies only for 17 years.
Yes.
Let me tell you, we've made mistakes. 8 years before that, we did Labradors. It's lots of mistakes, but it's a learning lesson.
If you look at the Shipmate product, the Shipmate product was born on the fact that there was not a good shipping system out there that I could find at the time when we first started to provide stud service. And it was an absolute nightmare with those phone calls I'd get where the quality of the semen we sent out sucked. And I mean, so it took quite some time and a lot of different ideas and prototypes to go through to get to the point where we are with the product today. And the product is still evolving. It's not like we just sit on our laurels and decide, oh, we're done with this. There's always room for improvement on anything to make it less expensively, to make it easier to use, to make it more aesthetically pleasing, whatever it is. So I would, and the way you get there is because you have little mistakes. So if you want to be successful, if you call that being a millionaire, if that's
you gotta work hard at it.
Yes, and by the way, to us, the sign of success is not being a millionaire. By the way, the sign of success is having happy customers and enjoying what we're doing.
And healthy dogs.
Yeah, happy customers, enjoying what we're doing, and try to be as stress-free as you can for both our customers and ourselves. And that does take time and effort, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
it does.
there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Does.
It's not like I'm preaching here.
No.
Don't mean to. It's supposed to be good advice. I mean, so anyway, there we go. Hey.
Call me for my full visual fluffy babies.
Number is
3 boys left. 580-799-1910. And Chanel's new babies, little fluffy carriers.
Yes, they're just a couple of days old.
Yep.
Subscribe to us. See you all later. Bye.